Life will try to break you. The question is, will you let it? I did not. Instead, I learned, I grew, and I thrived. These are the lessons I've learned in the process. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Olga, and here I share personal reflections on my life, my weight loss journey, and the career change from business analysis to aerial fitness. Okay, 40 lessons by 40. Don't worry, I won't bore you with 40 bullet points. This is not a corporate presentation. But I've been feeling this pressure to record this video because by the end of this year I will turn 41. And let's be honest, the list of lessons learned by 41 just doesn't sound as appealing. The idea came to me after I read the book Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. I won't spoil it for you if it is on your reading list. But the idea was that the lady in this book was traveling backwards in time, waking up every day earlier and earlier in her past. So she was given this unique power and opportunity to change some actions in her past, some decisions she made, knowing that they will affect not only her future, but also the future of the people around her. Naturally, I asked myself the same question. Would I change anything if I was given a chance? Would I travel more? Would I see my family more often? Maybe I would choose a different career. Or maybe I would learn to forgive faster. The list can go on. But the truth is, I would not change anything. And here is why. In this video, I will share the things that I feel impacted my life the most and what I learned in the process. Sure, there are things I would wish have gone differently. There are maybe certain world leaders I would love to disappear. But there are a lot of things that are outside of my control. And one of the important lessons I learned was to stick to the things that I can control and only focus on how I look at my life. And this brings me to my first lesson. Living without regrets. Not because I have not made mistakes. Of course I have, but I've learned to let them go. I've learned to understand them for what they were. Probably the only or the best choices I had at the time. And I've learned to forgive, not only others, but also myself. Accepting myself for who I am, how I got here, and who I'm still becoming. I find that this is the best way forward. And this leads me to my second point. Not taking life too seriously. Life will always have so many unexpected turns and ups and downs. But applying a little bit of humor to it can take you a long way. And who knows, might even help you live longer. Laughing at myself, laughing at situations, this is what helps me staying optimistic in life. And that optimism and keeping my life lighter probably helped me with my next achievement, which I consider I am most proud of in my life. Talking about achievements, for me it's not about career, status or money. The thing that I'm most proud of by 40 is my marriage. And my husband deserves a big shout out here. We've grown together, we challenged and changed each other, laughed and cried together, and supported one another through it all. And I genuinely wish us many more years of the same, of mutual understanding, of learning from one another, and just showing up with love and respect. My family shaped me just as much. I've experienced incredible love, and I've experienced terrible loss. Both experiences taught me that life is fragile, and time with our loved ones is precious. Every hug, every phone call, every message, it all matters. The next point is really big and important for me. And a lot of us unfortunately take it for granted. Talking about friends. It's easy to make friends when you are younger, because you go through school, university, maybe some internships at work. But as life goes on, it becomes harder and harder. Because people move on, they have families, change locations, change jobs, and maintaining those friendships over the years becomes harder. So by the age of 40 and later in life, a lot of people would find themselves lonely. My 40th birthday party gave me this realization, that I am so lucky with the people around me. So many amazing, funny, kind and generous friends that I have. But I also have to give myself credit here, because friendships don't maintain themselves. They take effort. Calls, messages, visits, making space for each other across years and distances. So yes, I am lucky, but I also show up. Appreciate what you have and where you are. It's easy to dream about that perfect place, a perfect city, a perfect house, a perfect lifestyle. But if you don't learn to appreciate what you have right now, you'll never find that perfect place. Not in another city, not in another job, not in another version of yourself either. You'll be always searching. So look around, maybe this is already the place that you once dreamed of. Ask for what you want. Life rarely just hands you what you want, and it takes a while for a lot of us to understand. People are not mind readers, so if you need someone's help, you need to ask for it. It takes effort, yes, but effort brings results. So effort plus communication equals results. Find the work that you like. I was lucky, I actually liked my job, but I changed it anyway. If you have not seen my video about it, have a look. Because even if something works, it doesn't mean that you won't outgrow it at some point. And that leads me to another point. Embrace change. Change is uncomfortable, true. But without it, life stagnates. Life can become really boring. Change is what brings color, new experiences to lives, new people. And this is where all the good stuff lives. So I've stopped resisting it and started welcoming it. I started seeing change as a door, not a threat. And I found more joy and less stress in the process. Take risks. I am not a huge risk taker myself. It's not in my nature. You won't see me taking a risk like climbing Everest, for example. But I am so grateful for the risks I did take. Moving to new places and starting from scratch every time. Those experiences taught me to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. I had to learn new languages, adapt to new cultures, make friends out of strangers. But I would not have it any other way, because now I can say I have friends all over the world. Mainly Europe, but the world just sounds nicer. And as I mentioned earlier, I count my friends as one of the biggest achievements of my life. This move also taught me something really important, not to be attached to possessions. Each time I moved, I carried only a couple of suitcases, and honestly that was more than enough. I realized that everything else was just objects, temporary, easily replaceable and easily lost. Letting go of this type of attachment makes me feel lighter, freer, like I could move tomorrow if I wanted to. And with that freedom comes shift in focus, from collecting possessions to collecting experiences. And the experiences are what matters in the end. And that led me to redefining richness for myself. In my 20s, I thought being rich meant money, luxury, designer clothes, 5-star hotels. And sure, those things are nice sometimes. But I learned that the real wealth is time. Time to be outdoors, time to be with people I love, time to move and live. That's the kind of richness I want. That's what brings me real fulfillment. One of my final points is something really personal to me. Making peace with not having children. That was a long journey for both me and my husband. We faced family pressure, peer pressure, doubts about regretting our choice later in life. But in the end, we chose what felt right for us. And now we feel happy about this choice. It's ours and we own it. And last point here, but not least, is embrace the power of movement. I would not be a fitness instructor if I did not mention this. Because if you don't look after yourself, none of the above points really matter. Exercise has been life-changing for me. From dance to calisthenics to aerial fitness, movement is so much more than just physical health. It's about mental strength, joy and self-expression. So these are my lessons by 40. It's not a neat list of 40 bullet points, but those are the things that shaped me the most. I have not got it all figured out, but I am proud of how far I've come. And I am excited about what's coming next, although I'm turning 41 soon.